Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Today we are doing something that, to be honest, I feel like I need to do in understanding the storyline, and I'm sure most of you do as well, which is reading the story from beginning to end. So we're going to be going through chapter, reading through the dialogue that you get when you find some of the entries for the Mysteries chapter section, and just reading the different dialogues. I will attempt some accents, Constance Pickering, and making up accents for the other ones. I'm pretty sure there's no accents for the other ones. The problem is I always play with my sound on low, or non-existent, because if I'm recording with my Elgato, inevitably you end up playing a game that's like going whilst you're trying to record, and that can be slightly annoying when you've recorded a whole lot. So I just always play with it on 0. So hopefully I'm not falsely, but I've given some of these accents. So we'll be going through chapter 1 today, the Foundables spell, and what we have are all the different entries. In this scene we have Constance Pickering, we have Sage Bragnum, Gareth Greengrass, Gethsemane Prickle, Myra Curio, and Harry Potter. If you don't know, Harry Potter is we all know who Harry Potter is. The rest, they work at the Ministry through different capacities. Misuse of Muggle artifacts, Head of Department of Regulation and Control of Magical Creatures for Gethsemane Prickle. Gareth Greengrass is an unspeakable at the Department of Mysteries. Sage Bragnum, a head curator of the Department of Magical Artifacts and a historian of magic. And of course, Constance Pickering, formerly a junior undersecretary at Ministry of Magic, before being approached by Hermione Granger to set up and lead the Statute of Secrecy Task Force. So, what we have is beginning to end, all the different bits of dialogue. I think they laid this out pretty cool. So thank you, Games Press, for doing this. They did this ages ago, and I've actually recorded it already, but I recorded it before the game came out, and I gave Constance Pickering the wrong accent, so I'm re-recording it. But it's been like since a month, like since I've actually read through this. I only did chapter 1, so it's not too much to redo. So, Ministry Memos, Shard 1. Gareth Greengrass. Yes, I remember this. Prior to his wife's disappearance, Grimm never showed an interest in the love room. Poor man, he was completely beside himself when Penelope went missing. Constance Pickering. After his wife disappeared, the rest of the London Five, right? Yes, dreadful thing. What happened to her? Oh no. So something happened to Penelope. Next, Ministry Memos folder 1. Shows what Mr. Fawley knew. There's no known potions that uses all these ingredients. Is it possible that Grimm was trying to create his own potion? Something completely new. Invent his own potion? Grimm Fawley, hogwash. Potions are a delicate art, and simpletons can't just throw together whatever's in the pantry and expect results. If potion mastery was simple, everyone would do it. Ministry Memos folder 1. Memo from Grimm Fawley requesting the use of a portkey. Travel destination, a library in Prague. The request was approved. Grimm was extremely adamant about travelling to Prague. I never understood why he would need a portkey. Why not just apparate? What happened to the portkey? Flawless attempt at Constance. We still have it. One never knows when one will need a quick jump to Prague. He never told me what he was looking for in the library. Well, now we know. Shard 4. Sage Bragnum is also fairly Irish. He's more manly Irish. Request filed by Grimm Fawley for an interlibrary loan for an ancient tome. Request denied. Appeal filed. Appeal also denied. It's unusual for a request to be rejected, but the paperwork here is so very vague. I've never heard of this book. Some special research for the Unspeakables, perhaps. Not to my knowledge. He shared nothing with me. Grimm was very secretive. Given he was obvious source of calamity, this is unsurprising. That is unsurprising. Next, an incident report. An incident report filed with the Ministry of Magic, a wizarding library in Prague reports that several ancient spellbooks have gone missing. The librarian believes the thief was a recent visitor. I'll eat my wand if it was... Constance Pickering. I'm Constance Pickering. I'll eat my wand if the thief wasn't Grimm Fawley. I wonder if the library has records of his visitors from the day those books went missing. My sources in Prague tell me they did an internal investigation and have no leads. And since the calamity, they've become extremely territorial. If they do know the thief, they aren't sharing it with us. Grimm Fawley's Journal, a collection of entries from Jim Fawley's journal. A journal entry written in small, cramped handwriting of Grimm Fawley. There's a rumour of a very old, outlawed spell meant to find what one's heart most desires. I don't know why I did heart there, but I think that's the, isn't that the Mirror of Erised? And I may have found it. I don't believe it will bring Penelope back. Not on its own, but maybe I can combine it. So clearly he is trying to bring Penelope back. Oh, we haven't done Myra Curio. Myra Curio is like, we're going to give it Tonks from Hogwarts Mystery. Obviously from Harry Potter as well. But combining spells to bring back a loved one is a genius in mad sort of way. Daft, but brilliant. I can't believe Grimm would risk the entire wizarding world for just one. He lost his wife, Constance, of course. He'd do anything. Of course he'd do anything. Grimm Fawley's Journal, a collection of entries from Jim Fawley's journal, Shard 2. Grimm's handwriting is cramped and frantic in a page of his journal. Don't know if it's the love room that's causing it, but I feel closer to you here now. When I'm in here, I know you're alive. It's as if you're just on the other side of the door, and all I have to do is open it. Is this spell the key? It's possible that his mind was affected by the love room. Is that dangerous? We can't know. There's a reason that we aren't called the Department of Things We Completely Know. He spent many hours in the room. I can't complain. So bad. I'm Constance Pickering. I can't help but feel responsible. I gave Grimm permission to use the room in the first place. Maybe I should have kept a closer watch on him. Grimm Fawley's Journal, Shard 3. A note written in swirling handwriting. Now that what would Greengrass think if I told him that his protege was skulking around the love room after hours? I didn't think you'd be so quick to move on, but your secret's safe with me. Remember to be careful, Grimm. The next time, it may not be me who finds you in there sleeping. From Regina. A note from Regina. Regina Rowell is an unspeakable. She's also paradoxically one of the Ministry's greatest gossips. She's implying that he was using the love room to move on from Penelope, but that doesn't seem like Grimm. Grimm Fawley Shard 4. An entry in Grimm's journal. Nell, it's killing me. You always said I was stronger than I knew, but I don't know how to be strong without you. Harry told me to trust in the auras, but they are failing, miserably, and they are staying so safe. Everything is by the book. If there was something I could do, some kind of magic, to bring you back, I'd use it in a heartbeat. I'm Harry Potter. Grimm was desperate, especially after the investigation was called off. He had all kinds of ideas. We tried everything to track down Penelope and the other members of the London Five, followed every lead we could. People don't just disappear like that, but there's always some explanation. But this time, there was nothing. We're still looking for them. It's unofficial, please don't mention it, but I'll look for them until I find them. Thanks, Harry. Shard 5. An entry of letters nonsensically strung together. Written at the bottom of the page. Remember dinner at 8. Oh, yes, I've seen one of these before. It's some sort of muggle puzzle game. You replace the letters with other letters and find the words. Why would Grimm be using a muggle puzzle game? Well, it seems that he and Penelope were using it with each other. He must have written this note for her. Whatever's on it isn't meant to be easily read, that's for certain. What does it mean? I will decipher it for you right now. I've already done this before. Right, so what you do for this one is it's a cryptic Caesarean shift is the N that you need to do. So N18. So basically a Caesarean shift shifts all the letters right whatever the number N is. So B would become C if N was 1. BPM, GZM, EIB, KPQ. Now the hardest thing about this is that if anybody's tried to figure it out by whether it would just be words that have 3 letters, it might be workoutable, but it doesn't matter the way it's written. It's just spaced out that way to make it more difficult to decipher. I figured this one out by myself after trying loads of different, I say different things, I think it was my 3rd cipher that I tried, and I managed to unlock it with Caesarean Shift 18, and it reads, they're watching everything in everything I need to be more careful. They're watching everything I need to be more careful is the deciphering of this. So, done. Amaret Deneuve. A handwritten letter from Amaret Deneuve to Grimm Forley. What makes us yearn for the comfort of others? Why does a broken head hurt so? Love imbues itself in our very bones, our very souls. I believe that love is the greatest and most dangerous magic in the world. Along the margin, in cramped writing it reads, imbued into our very bones, used to find her. Amaret Deneuve, the foremost expert on love potions and spells. I've read all of her books. It's so hard to do, Irish female. I've read all of her books. I've even got a signed copy of The First Love, First Loss. Grimm used to tease me for putting my faith in such sentimental blather. Strange that he would contact her like this. And that is chapter 1 complete, guys. Chapter 1, Grimm Forley motives. What have we learned? We've learned that Grimm Forley knew that other people were watching him and that he needed to be careful. Was it the Ministry that was watching him, or was it that another secret organization was watching him? I mean, we have a secret organization in Hogwarts Mystery. Could be. We know that Nell went missing. We know that Grimm Forley was trying to get her back and that he would go through any means to actually do this. And yeah, we learned a lot. I feel like it's a lot more easy to understand and remember laid out like that. So we can read it, summarize, and then go on to the next chapter. So what I'll be doing is I will be putting out each chapter from now on as in the same format, and I will be practicing my Constance Pickering because, well, let's say it was flawed in areas. It was flawed, and I didn't do Justine Huxley, who is the voice of that, very well. I don't know if she's Irish or not. She's not Irish. Damn, that's some good voice acting. Okay, that's all for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have and you want to see more like this, make sure to hit the like button and hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future content. That is all from me. See you guys soon.